Now on CoastTV News.
Open land in Lewis for now. Development debate continues in the next step over a NorthStar project.
Clear Space Theater compromise. Rehoboth Beach trying to keep the Clear Space Theater in the city with the proposed deal included.
Taking down the country calling stage. How much recent music festivals brought into the city.
We're expecting some midweek rainfall. I'll pinpoint just how much coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
This open field could soon be houses and shops just like you see across the highway. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the final step in a massive development off of Route 9.
Schematics show NorthStar, which will include houses and apartments, and developers hope commercial space. CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken is live there in Lewis. Emma, County Council hasn't decided if it will approve or deny a request for 100,000 square feet of commercial space right there.
Maddie, here at the NorthStar development, over 700 homes and 94 apartments are already approved to be built on this land. Now the conversation is shifting to commercial development here. The developer wants to rezone nearly 13 acres of this land to build commercially. Beyond these houses right now is a giant field of land, but soon it too will be developed. NorthStar Property LLC, an LLC based in Georgia, is now asking to rezone nearly 13 acres of land in Lewis as part of NorthStar's 433-acre development. The land is near Route 9 and Beaver Dam Road, and the rezoning would allow the developer to build nearly 100,000 square feet of commercial space. Though what that commercial space would be hasn't been made explicitly clear yet. Local Catherine Harrington Hughes says she hopes Sussex County Council denies the rezoning request.
Right now, I would say no to more commercial space. I mean, Route 1 is all commercial, and we have a lot on Route 9 now, and more and going on 16. I mean, I don't really think we need more commercial. Back in May, County Council approved a zoning change for 94 apartments on the land, saying it will help supply workforce housing. Ron Ruckness lives right near the land. He says development approvals need to slow down.
My biggest concern is traffic. I mean, Route 9 is a parking lot now.
For now, NorthStar remains open land, but upcoming decisions could shape what stands here in the future. To break it down one more time, this project is separated into 3 parts: the houses, the apartments, and now the commercial space. The 94 apartments and the 758 homes have already gotten the green light. Now tomorrow, County Council will discuss the commercial part of this development. Reporting live here in Lewis, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Back in May, the council approved the 94 apartments for the plan, citing that workforce housing need on top of the single-family homes. The preliminary site plans for NorthStar were approved in October 2024. The project has since drawn attention from both local advocates and critics concerned about infrastructure, traffic, and environmental impacts.
Some of you may remember our coverage of the Clear Space Theater in Rehoboth Beach. The Performing Arts Theater is looking to move from their Baltimore Avenue location. Previous plans to build a new theater on the avenue, those fell through after legal battles. The theater even has considered a move to Lewis, but tonight, Rehoboth Beach pitching a new plan to keep the theater downtown. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, the Clear Space Theater headlined today's special meeting.
Charlie, according to the deal, the Cape Penelope Senior Center would be demolished by the city of Rehoboth Beach, and then Clear Space would come in and build their 40,000 square foot theater. Now, a location is already set for the new senior center. That's going to be on Hebron Road. But depending on the outcome of this deal, it's still unknown what could come here to Christian Street. Rehoboth's proposed deal to Clear Space includes a 30-year lease of the new theater. All 6 sections of the deal was widely agreed upon between commissioners, besides these 4 points, all from the finance section. The city giving Clear Space a $1 million contribution to the theater's capital campaign. Rehoboth Beach waiving building permit fees. The city maintain all parking revenues from the parking spots on Clear Space's land, and the city imposing a facility fee on all tickets purchased to events. Clear Space's managing director was happy with how today's meeting ended.
We are deeply grateful to the commissioners of Rehoboth Beach continuing to move the ball down the field on this project with us at ClearSpace, and we look forward to continued conversations to finalize the remaining points.
2 people spoke at today's special meeting claiming it would be illegal for the city of Rehoboth Beach to give that $1 million to help fund the ClearSpace Theater. And today's meeting ending in a 6-1 vote in favor of creating a small task force to further look into those finances. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you feel about ClearSpace staying in downtown Rehoboth?
Let's take a look at the results so far. 51% say they think that's the right decision. 13% say they should move, though, which is, again, still an option, still up in the air. 26% say they don't care, and 10% have mixed feelings.
If you haven't voted yet, or if you want to leave a comment, go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Let's take a live look into Lewis right now as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. And Paul, I hear tale of decent weather?
Yeah, really. But we started off with a little more drizzle and some early morning rain. That kind of how they say back home throwed it off for a moment. But we're back on course with a good deal of sunshine, with high pressure dominating our weather, making for a very clear and blue skyline and 75 degrees in Lewis. We're holding at 76 in Georgetown, 75 in Millsboro, Gumboro, Del Mar, and in Salisbury. Here's where we stand right now with the winds gusting out of the southeast, moving at about 18-mile-per-hour gust force in Indian River Inlet, 14-mile-per-hour gusts being recorded recently in Millsboro. But as far as advisories are concerned, we're no longer concerned about choppy conditions along the beaches. So it's not only clear, it's calming down just properly as we need for it to do. Now, we are going to be mindful of the possibility of a little rain that's going to develop, but it's really not. We're going to Tuesday evening, a scattered sprinkle or two, but it's really not till we get to all of Wednesday. And throughout most of Wednesday, I'm looking for Wednesday to be a wet situation. So midweek rain is what we're hyping and talking more so about, and that's what we're concerned with. Talking about more about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Oh, thank you. The Oceans Calling and Country Calling festivals may be over, but the economic impact is still being felt in Ocean City. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live there in OC. Kevin, businesses enjoyed the back-to-back festivals.
Maddie, we're at what's left of the festival here in Ocean City. And if you take a look right behind me, workers are still breaking down the event. Take a look over here, you'll see that they still have tents to break down. And if you follow me over here, you'll see the platforms all on the beach. They had to take those down as well. Now, both festivals drew in thousands of people and also brought in millions of dollars too. We sat down with Ocean City Tourism and Business Development Director Tom Perlazzo to take a look at the numbers and to compare this year to last year. According to Perlazzo, ticket sales were on par with last year, over 50,000 tickets sold each day. As for revenue, the town generated around $325 million from Oceans Calling and Country Calling last year, and Perlazzo expects either the same amount or even more this year, since Country Calling expanded to 3 days instead of just 2.
We're generating room tax, sales tax, food tax, and then we're supporting small businesses up and downtown. It's a win-win.
Now, according to Perlazzo, a third party is used to calculate the estimated revenue that comes in through Country Calling and Oceans Calling, and we'll have to wait a couple months before we get this year's results. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
The government shutdown has continued now for a 6th day. The Senate expected to vote for a 5th time tonight, with that expected to fail.
Both sides are digging in, and there's no signs of the government opening anytime soon. As the standoff on Capitol Hill continues, tensions are rising in cities around the country where President Trump has asked for the National Guard to step in to fight crime and protect ICE agents. NBC's Melanie Zanona shows us how the political and legal battles are escalating.
President Trump facing roadblocks in his attempt to send National Guard troops into Democratic U.S. cities and states. Trump insists they are needed to fight crime and protect ICE agents. But Illinois is pushing back on troops patrolling streets in Chicago, filing a lawsuit today to block the move, saying these deployments infringe on state sovereignty.
They are the ones that are making it a war zone. They need to get out of Chicago.
The city's mayor taking it a step farther, signing an executive order creating an ICE-free zone. that prohibits federal immigration agents from using any city-owned property and unwilling private property owners in any operation.
Our school parking lots are not for ICE to load their weapons. They are for Chicagoans who drop their kids off to learn. Our parks are not for ICE to set up checkpoints. They are for Chicagoans to play and enjoy.
The move comes after several clashes this weekend. The Department of Homeland Security says 2 people rammed a Border Patrol vehicle. Agents shot and wounded a suspect they say had a gun. And in Portland, officers fired tear gas. But the president lost a legal battle there. A federal judge temporarily blocking the administration from sending in federalized National Guard members from any state into the city.
We are appealing that decision.
As tensions rise across the country, on Capitol Hill, the government remains closed, and still no end in sight. With the president threatening layoffs, both sides settling in for a long battle.
It's very unfortunate that Donald Trump and Republicans have decided to shut the government down.
We need Chuck Schumer to reopen the government.
Tuesday will mark 1 full week since the government shut down, and federal workers who have been furloughed will begin to miss their paychecks starting on Friday. Melanie Zanona, NBC News, Washington.
A new study targets speeding in Little Creek, how it could make streets safer.
And we anticipate some wet roads for Wednesday morning. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up.
But first, as fall sets in, birds are on the move, and one Delaware preserve is the perfect place to watch the migration unfold. Up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
The fall season is a great time of year to experience the great outdoors. First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey shows us the McCabe Preserve and why now is the time for bird watching.
As the weather cools down, bird migration begins. The McCabe Preserve outside of Milton is where many bird watchers go to see the shorebirds and songbirds alike move to their next destination.
McCabe Preserve is a local birding hotspot and a great place to come observe fall migration. We have a high diversity of bird species that utilize this preserve because we have a lot of different habitat types occurring here.
The preserve says that over 100 bird species have been observed along its 143 acres.
We have mature upland forest. We also have mature bottomland forest. We have meadow habitat, early successional habitat, and the preserve also borders the Broadkill River, which makes this a great stopover place for birds. We get tons of herons and egrets, different ducks and geese are always utilizing this area. Warblers in the summer, especially prothonotary warblers, love to be along the edges of the scrubby Broadkill.
Approximately 1 mile of the Broadkill River borders the preserve, making it a popular hotspot for canoers and kayakers too. The only time the Conservancy is closed to the public is during deer hunting season on certain days. In Milton, I'm Bob Trihey, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. Tuesday, we're looking A-OK, but on Wednesday, here comes the wet weather. Temperatures are dropping by 11 degrees or a little bit more, and we're going to fall into that real fall pattern. We'll have your full forecast coming up. We enjoyed a warmer than usual day today, and we're expecting a good deal of warmth and sunshine for Tuesday, but it's Wednesday when we have a bit of a bump in the forecasting road that I need to kind of give you the ups about. So in Laurel right now, it's 79 degrees, beautiful blue skyline, and that's indicative of the high pressure system that's control of our weather. Remember, high pressure on this side of the equator, it's a good thing, usually means fair weather for us. Except in the wintertime. All right, clear skies for tonight. By 9 o'clock, we'll sink to about 64 degrees, but we are in the 70s and 80s in a couple of places. We're at 83 in Redden as well as Bridgeville. We're holding at a steady 79 degrees currently in Milford, Seaford, as well as Laurel. Live radar, we are very clear for the entire Delmarva Peninsula right now, and that's due to the presence of that same high pressure system that I was just referencing a few moments ago. Tuesday morning is where we start with one of our models, and we see a scattered cloud cover. Then we see a couple of light pieces of green here. Most of this is going to be drizzle, light rain, best case scenario, but it really holds off until Wednesday morning. Really, it's Wednesday where the clock starts ticking for an opportunity widespread rain, and it pushes through with some isolated cells, a possibility there. Now, it has to be set up properly with the right dew point temperature. So the dew point temperatures are in the 60s right now. And for future reference, dew point temperature for Tuesday is going to be in the mid-60s, But then as we go into Wednesday, they're going to be the upper 60s. Well, see, that sets the stage perfectly for quick developing spot showers, particularly in the afternoon, that could turn into isolated thunderstorms. So when you have the right ingredients in place, anything can happen. You notice we drop quickly off into the 30s after that. See, last week we were lower than usual as far as moisture is concerned. This week we rise till we get to Wednesday, and once we get to Wednesday, we drop drastically, okay? Then we just flatline for like 2 or 3 days in a row. So that's how we're rolling. So for example, for Tuesday, not a problem. And for Tuesday, we're looking at temperatures near the 80-degree mark with plenty of sunshine. In fact, so much sunshine, we're looking at 79 degrees in Seaford, 76 degrees in Cambridge, and 77 degrees in Berlin. And for Tuesday, the winds are primarily pushing out of the southwest as the other temperatures stay in the upper 60s. Rainfall and best chance of rain kicks off really for Wednesday. That's going to be our highest chance really over the entire time frame. You can see with another one of our models, we see isolated cells with some reds in there indicating some thunderstorms going into Wednesday. So that's where it gets tricky. So how much rain are we talking about? So far, we're running the numbers. We're looking at a ½ inch, 3/4 to maybe a full inch. We may get close to 1 1/4 inch in Milton, but that's primarily it because we're looking at one main wave that pushes through Wednesday, and by Wednesday evening, it should clear out of the way. So in quick summary, Wednesday is going to be our target day for rain in Chincoteague and Assateague. We're also looking for Wednesday on wet roads in Fenwick Island as well as Ocean City, and look for scattered showers to kick in for us in Lewis and Rehoboth on Wednesday as well. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. After Wednesday, we get clearer and much cooler.
Thank you, Paul. A road study safety is looking at ways to improve conditions in Little Creek. Ideas include adding new crosswalks and rumble strips. While police enforcement or speed cameras might not be possible, those with the study say really any improvements could help.
We wanted to recommend some solutions that might be more feasible for the town, things that go in the roadway and maybe just either calm traffic passively, or if they have some kind of impact like rumble strips.
We reached out to DelDOT for their thoughts on the ideas. They said they couldn't comment at this time because DelDOT is still reviewing that report.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, your game of the night at 5:30, Indian River hosting Salisbury Christian in girls volleyball. Then catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. on DSN Plus. Along with that volleyball game at 5:30, you can watch Pocomoke and Chrisfield battle it out in boys soccer. Also at 5:30, Delmar faces Cesar Rodney in boys soccer. And coming up, Tidal Health Fest, what you can get for free. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Tidal Health and Cheer are hosting Health Fest. Tidal Health says the event, which you see pictures of here, includes free health screenings, flu shots, and even a teddy bear clinic for kids. The event will happen Saturday, October 25th at the Cheer Community Center in Georgetown from 9 to noon.
The CDC signed off on a recommendation that patients must consult a healthcare provider to get a COVID vaccine. This and other recommendations were made by a new panel of vaccine advisors chosen by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's a process called shared clinical decision-making. However, they narrowly voted down a recommendation that a prescription should be required. With the CDC's okay, the recommendations are now final and U.S. vaccine schedules will be updated.
The first supermoon of the year is happening tonight. The harvest moon will be visible early Tuesday. It should be extra special because it's the first of 3 back-to-back supermoons. That happens when the moon reaches its nearest point to Earth, making it look larger and fuller. October's full moon is called the harvest moon because it's the full moon closest to the first day of fall. Historically, its bright light helped farmers finish harvests for the end of the year. And here's a live look outside now into Laurel. One more check on your forecast after this.
Ocean View gutter helmet camera, we're at 70 degrees, dew point temperature of 64. We'll drop to 65 and mostly clear skies by the 9 o'clock hour. Now, as you take a look at our live radar, we're looking very clear at this present time, and we're going to stay clear because we have high pressure that's in full control of our weather, so we're not seeing that threat. By the way, keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mendalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We are expecting wet weather on Wednesday, pretty much all day Wednesday, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.